Alexa, play Rebel Girl by Bikini Kill. It's time to smash the patriarchy. Moxie means courage and confidence. The new Netflix film may have been directed by the comedy genius, Amy Poehler, but this definitely is not a comedy. In Moxie, 16-year-old Vivian is fed up with this toxic sexist culture in her high school. After feeling inspired by her mom's rebellious and revolutionary past, Vivian secretly forms a feminist movement to change this culture. And quickly, a powerful school-wide alliance is formed amongst the girls. Let's get some reactions to this inspiring film.
Hey, Mom, what do 16-year-olds care about?
When I was 16, all I cared about was smashing the patriarchy and burning it all down.
Oh my God.
Girls constitute a revolution.
Did you hear rankings are already starting? Emma Cunningham's just gonna get ranked most bangable for the second year in a row. Kiera Pascal for best ass. Caitlin Price will take best rap. It's so nice not to be on anyone's radar. Totally.
You gonna miss me?
Seriously?
We going?
Oh.
Can I help you?
I don't know, can you?
He's bothering you.
He's harassing me.
If you use that word, that means I have to do a bunch of stuff.
Okay, let's talk Moxie. First off, how did we feel about Vivian creating the zine, as they call it?
I mean, I thought it was good. I feel like clearly someone needed to stand up to what was happening because like once they kind of started calling out all these like small and large instances of sexism at their school, then they started to create and garner a following who like actually cared about the issue and started to like make sure that people didn't get away with stuff like that. And so I think it was a good moment.
Yeah, I thought it worked well with how they like put it up in the bathrooms and it was like, who's Moxie? Who's Moxie? In the beginning, I found myself a little in disbelief. Like, I was like, is she not a feminist? And then somebody says something in class and she's like, wait a second, feminism? It was like kind of like an overnight transition. I was like, does she not have Twitter?
So how did you feel? First of all, this is a big spoiler for anyone watching, but how did you feel when Mitchell won the scholarship over Kira?
I thought I guess it didn't come to me as a surprise because I saw that being a twist per se, and yeah, it's a sad reality sometimes, and I think that's something that they like definitely put out there. And yeah, I wish I had gotten the scholarship. It was sad to see.
Yeah, I watched this movie with my sweet mate, and he thought that Mitchell was gonna win it, and I thought the girl was gonna win it. So we were like arguing with each other until it happened, but. I was definitely surprised, not as surprised as my sweet mate, obviously. Actually, no, I was more surprised than my sweet mate. But yeah, I did enjoy that, and it was devastating, I guess, that they put in all this work just to have the effort kind of backtracked.
So do you think Claudia, who we all know, Vivian's best friend, do you think she wasn't being a good ally because she didn't draw on her hands or didn't wear the tank top? Or was she showing support in her own way?
I think she was showing support in her own way. I think that was definitely like her arc was that like, you know, she had these other factors that like played into her life, you know, that she couldn't just kind of go and full rally like with the other girls. And I think that's one thing I like about this movie is like they kind of broke down a lot of like various, not stereotypes, it's not the right word, but I feel like, you know, I kind of like that her arc was like you're kind of figuring out where she's at. And I feel like that added kind of some more development to the other characters and to the storyline, that it wasn't just like a bunch of girls who were like 100% willing to like, you know, lose everything.
I would definitely say I agree that she was showing support in her own way. We're all agreeing with each other today. So, but I found her kind of flip-floppy, if that makes sense. I feel like she kind of changes her mind sporadically sometimes, but I do enjoy her character in the movie because it is a different point of view and it is a different person from everyone else in Moxie. So I do appreciate her being there despite her finding her being a little flip-floppy.
Yeah, I think she's a good character. Part of me wishes they didn't go with like the strict Asian parent stereotype. Like they could have chose somebody Hispanic or Middle Eastern, but I think, you know, it's pretty representative of the immigrant experience. Like she was afraid to act out.
So let's talk about Vivian and Seth and their relationship. As we know, Seth was the first one to find out about her secret, and he kind of kept it for a while. Do we like the relationship that formed between them? Was it real? What do you guys think?
It didn't really feel that real to me. Like, you can see the cutesy parts of it, but it wasn't like I ever felt like there was any true chemistry. I think it's more of like a fling type of situation. So it's a nice like teen romance per se.
I mean, I go on a lot of dates to funeral homes, so I found that part very relatable. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I had my first kiss in a casket, so whether the body was alive or not is up to interpretation. But all right. But what are we talking about? Oh yeah, we're talking about Moxie. I definitely agree with Alexis. I don't think that relationship was all that great, and honestly, I kind of hated the way she treated him. Like that dinner scene where she acted up like that. I'm not sure if that was just me, but I felt like that was super uncalled for.
Yeah. Just side note, I remember watching it, and she stormed into her room and just stayed in her room, and I was like, wait, Seth's still at the dinner table. She's not gonna go out and say anything.
So awkward, like, girl. Like, yeah, I thought that was really awkward. Like, I feel like if I were Seth, that would be so terrible. Like, you're just with like your date's mom's like date. Like, that's so weird.
I think that dinner scene is probably my least favorite in the movie. I don't hate this movie by any means. I just clarify, because I'm like Mr. Negative in this show, but I don't not like this movie, but I don't love it. But that scene was by far my least favorite in the movie.
So Josephine Langford plays Emma, and at the end she has this big secret. Were you surprised at all by the secret?
Yeah, I think the whole time I definitely thought that something was up. I didn't know like who it was going to be necessarily, or there was like kind of some questions, because I was like, it literally could have been anybody. But I definitely think there was something going on with Mitchell, and I feel like you could just tell. Yeah,
I thought he was, kind of mean. Like when he spat in the girl's soda, I was like, I don't think I like this guy. So I wasn't too surprised.
Yeah, I thought that moment was really good though, because she says they were like boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. And I feel like one thing that this movie does really well is like calling out stigmas that kind of like you're afraid to address. And I think it does that really well for like a teen movie audience, And so I think that was really important. And I think there's this big stigma out there that like you can't get raped by your boyfriend, because like he's your boyfriend. And I think I appreciate that this movie kind of called that out a little bit. And in that scene.
I absolutely agree with that. Like, I just had to say absolutely agree with 100% of everything you just said, because that is a super underdone topic that not really anyone talks about. Usually when movies where somebody's sexually assaulted, it's just like a random person on the street, but they don't really talk about people in relationships. And I'm really glad this movie actually brought that up.
So do you think a rebellious movie like this can actually inspire young people to make change?
I think for sure, it definitely can, because anything with these themes, you'll have change. And I think with each younger generation, we're already so not open to it. We're aware of it, and we know what's going on, and we want to do better. So it's another movie showing that younger generation wanting to do better.
Yeah, I definitely think that it could inspire change in a younger audience. I would say probably in an audience of preteen. I'd probably say that's probably the target audience, I would say. This movie isn't subtle about its themes whatsoever. Kind of hits you over the head with them a bunch of times, so it's not subtle at all. So I would definitely say that preteen group is definitely more susceptible to this, and I think this is definitely their movie. It wasn't really my thing.
Okay, final question. Bit of a loaded question. So, was the sexist and misogynistic culture in the high school presented realistically through the boys and the school rules? Did it feel familiar? And have you witnessed a similar culture in high school or college?
I thought it felt pretty like accurate, especially like with kind of like the teenage boy kind of style. Like I feel like you see, or like I personally saw that a lot, like at my high school, just kind of like little instances, like, of people getting harassed and stuff like that. So I think they did a good job of making it like not too like crazy in the beginning. They talk about like, oh, Mitchell, he's just annoying. And it's like, well, actually he's not annoying. Like he's doing like actual things that cause people harm.
I agree again. What can I say? I agree again with Jillian. I definitely think it is toned down a lot versus how it is sometimes with reality. Like, unfortunately, it happens still. It sucks. But I think because it is like a preteen audience, like John had said earlier, I think it is some of the stuff somewhat sugar-coated to a sense. Like those themes and elements are still there, but it's not taken to like the next level versus like, let's say, another Netflix original that would be targeted towards our audience. We would see something much more dramatic.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty realistic. I mean, as far as the dress code goes, like when they come into classroom, just stop the class and be like, you're distracting. It's like that definitely happened at my high school. Like they made people walk around in like hospital scrubs and hospital gowns if you didn't have anything else to wear. It was ridiculous. So that part was definitely realistic. When she brought in the champagne bottle or the wine bottle, whatever it was, to the football game, I was like, I don't know how she did that, but yeah.
Where did you go to school? Like Arkham Asylum? Like, where did you get the gowns for that? I think usually in my school they would just like throw on a sweatshirt over that or something like that. I'm not sure you went to school, but I definitely like that moment where the one girl is wearing it and the teacher calls out her, but not the girl that's sitting next to her. And I like that moment because it's definitely true. It's something we've seen before, but I definitely did like that moment.
Well, if that's all the conversation we've got, then those are all the questions I've got. Well, thank you all for joining me. Let's go smash the patriarchy and rule the world.
All the boys here could use all the help that they could get.
Don't keep secrets from me. I'm actually already pregnant. It's a very funny joke, right?
I would love to know who started Moxie.
And who will they go after next?
This seems like a women's issue, and I'm going to stay out of it.
If you're doing nothing, then you're part of the problem.
Noticing someone filming right now, and I have to go to the bathroom so bad.
I hope Moxie's inspiring message came through clearly. And if you're not doing anything, then you're a part of the problem. It's important to continue to educate ourselves on these issues and speak up against them. Oh, and also, girls are a revolutionary soul force that can change the world for real. Remember that. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Real Reactions. Although our reactions may be a little ridiculous and a little bit racy, they're always real.